Good afternoon, folks, and here's a wonderful little video from Toonami, and they have to say something about racism because, I guess they're just late to the party. No one has shut up about it yet, so here we go. A Toonami 1-minute clip on Black Lives Mattering. Here we go.
There's been a lot of talk about race lately.
Yeah, like months ago. I guess it's still going on. And in case you don't know who this is, I think his name is Tom, but the voice actor is Steve Blum, who is rather famous as a voice actor. And when he's not busy every minute of his day bashing Trump on Twitter, I guess he does videos like this.
See color, racism isn't real anymore. All lives matter. These words are actually harmful and
No, they're not. No, they're not. All lives do matter. That's a given, and that's why we have to say that, because it's assuming that we don't care about all lives. I think anyone in society who follows the rules realizes that death is a big deal or murder is a big deal. We don't actually like it when people die. Doesn't feel safe to live in a world when that's what happens on a daily basis.
away from the bigger issue. Racism still exists.
And why does it exist? Can you tell me why? I don't know why. Because in most people I meet, they don't really care. They don't really have any idea what this has to do with their daily lives or their philosophies or what they want to achieve in life. It's just what a bunch of angry people online are rambling on about, or maybe some angry person in the street. But it doesn't really affect the average person. So there's lots of injustices in the world. I don't think racism is one of them. And if it is, please show me the stats of how this affects people in terms of living and dying. If there is some sort of inequality with working, so certain races get hired more than others, how is that? And even if that's the case, how do we know that's a practice? Let's say by the NBA or some business company or what have you. What is the main problem here of racism and the common man?
Discrimination toward people of color still exists.
And it always will. We will always discriminate against others for a variety of reasons, simply because you don't like them. And you don't know why you like them. It's just a feeling you get, maybe. Maybe it's the way they talk to you. Maybe it's the way they look. Maybe it's the way they sound. There's all sorts of reasons why you don't like someone. And you have every right to have that. It may not be very professional, like say you're trying to hire someone and you don't like the way this guy dresses or whatever. It could be purely cosmetic, the way they sound, they have a stutter. Choose one. There's something out there in humanity you don't like. And yes, that could be related to skin tone. It could be related to eye color. It could be related to anything. You have every right to have that opinion. It's neither good nor bad. Now, it could be unprofessional. Maybe it's very professional. It depends on the context. If you simply like people of a certain skin tone, good for you. Bravo and encore, I guess. I don't know. Enjoy what humanity has to offer. I guess that's a good form of racism. Or maybe it's just your preference. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. So without them telling me what the problem with liking or disliking people that look or sound different, I don't know what the issue is. If you're trying to tell me it has to do with police violence, we already have stats for that, proving otherwise. So please tell me the actual reason that Black Lives Matter, or why this is a factor in a children's cartoon station on television.
Have you actually done it? Have you been able to overcome hatred?
Overcome hatred, what do you mean? I mean, this is not a cartoon. Are we talking to kids? Kids get angry for all sorts of reasons. Adults get angry for all sorts of reasons. I don't think we hate people because they have different skin tones. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there. I'm guessing they don't watch cartoons.
It's up to all of us to recognize that and take action.
Okay, take action and do what exactly? What are we trying to achieve? What's the end goal? Are there some laws that are against people of color? I don't think so. I really don't think so. If there are, I think a lawyer or a self-advocacy group would have jumped on those a while ago and are fighting for them. And even then, what would you do? Sign a petition? Call up a lawyer? Like what would be the goal? would it be specific to a state or a city or a municipality? Like, what is it something to do with daily life? Are we discriminating against people, like shopping? Like only a certain number of black people can be in the store at once? Like, I don't think so. I think we threw away segregation a while back. So what exactly is the problem? And how does that have anything to do with cartoons?
The decisions you make and the actions that follow are a reflection of who you are.
If you're thinking, maybe, but not me, you've got some truth to uncover.
Really? Okay, let's say I dislike a white person. I dislike the individual white person. I ascribe this to their skin tone for some dumb reason. So what? That's it. I just dislike them because they're white, or because of them, and thus they are also white. Is this a problem? Who are you to say it is? I haven't done anything to this person. I just dislike them. What is wrong with disliking someone? What is wrong with liking someone in that same capacity?
You open your eyes and let go of the hate.
Hatred of what? Maybe there's a good reason you hate people. Maybe my dad was murdered by a white guy, and I hate white guys now, in general. And then you realize, oh, it was just an individual guy who happened to be white. And you go, that's not a big deal. It's just, that was a bad moment in my life, and I lost a father, etc., etc. Those are genuine emotions. Why would you suddenly not ascribe that to the appearance of the attacker or the person doing this horrible deed? What's wrong with hating that person? That's a natural reaction. So without giving me specifics, they're just have this blanket, let go of hatred. Why? It's like saying, let go of your love. It's like, why? Tell me why. Why should I let go of things? What are we trying to achieve here? What is this racial justice we're looking for? What does it look like? What does the future look like where we don't have to worry about Black Lives Mattering or White Lives Mattering or Lives Mattering hashtags on Twitter anymore? What are we talking about?
See the truth.
If you're thinking, this isn't why I watch Toonami,
Yeah, you're right.
think again.
Really? So you're trying to tell me Toonami is going to get more racial? That's great. I mean, I don't watch Toonami in the first place, but now you're just pissing everyone else off who is an adult who has a brain.
Think about how you can fight against injustice.
Become a lawyer? What are you talking about? What is a guy or girl watching TV or streaming this goes, oh, I wish I could fight injustice instead of watching cartoons? Like, what are you trying? Are you have the right demographic? Do you think people who watch cartoons are self-motivated to go, I don't know, get petitions signed and knock on doors for black people? Can you tell us, give us a cause, give us a marching order, give us a reason why? Because you're just saying, nothing.
All of us together.
Together to do what exactly?
Standing and fighting as
Fighting against what exactly?
one.
Think about how you can be a part of an honest conversation about racism.
Don't have an honest conversation about racism. Just don't have any conversation about racism. Problem solved.
Because Black Lives Matter.
So do everyone. So pointing out one race over the other does not help the issue. Why are you even saying this?
And will always matter.
Oh, okay. So it's never going to go away. That's fantastic. What a wonderful dystopia you've created for us. So these people want us to keep talking about it. You want to know who doesn't want to talk about it? Morgan Freeman.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
See how that is? Pretty simple. Just call each other people by their names as individuals and see them for their unique traits and love them and hate them for what they are.
I'm tired of talking about it. I want to just go, this is over. Can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like it exists and we refuse to talk about it, but making it a bigger issue
than it needs to be is the problem we have.
So,
And that's pretty much what it comes down to. It's a bigger issue than it needs to be.